Welcome to sportsbookreview.com. I'm Flash, and I'll be joined by Jason Radowitz in a minute. And it's the lean parlay. It's the official plays. This is your official home of KBO, which is South Korean baseball, and the NPB, which is Japanese baseball. Now, if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button, ring the bell. You ring the bell means that we'll notify you and you'll never miss any content again. And if you press a link in the description, like you should have done yesterday, because that would have given you winners, it will take you to Jay's articles. And sometimes Jay puts in the articles, but he doesn't actually mention it on screen. And also what's in the articles, he then has some surprises for you that are on the screen. I hope you had a great day yesterday. I know that a few of you said you was going to do a lean parlay. In other words, you was going to put Jay's leans in a big bet. Well, majority of them all won, so let us know. Remember, you're our second guest, and you can give us your leans, give us your bets, give us your bad beats, give us your good stories. Remember, I need you in there to drum up the energy. And put up your thumbs up for Jay's effort. Oh, he don't stop, the boy. He don't stop. I thought I worked hard until this lad came along. Jay, how are you, sir? And congratulations last night. It was a good one.
Yeah, lots of fun starting off the week well with a winning record. And up in profit, of course. We're now 8-3 in the last 11 official plays for myself. It's been really fun, been really good, and we're going to keep on going.
Yeah, and the good thing about that is that some of them wins, they're not like minus 300s, they're not minus 200s. There was a couple of pluses in there as well. Now, the KBO, we've got to mention this because it's almost like we should have banners, and I know we've just had the 4th of July for our American friends. But the Hanwha Eagles winning, what's going on?
Yeah, Hanwha Eagles get the win over the Lotte Giants in that first game. I don't think that they're going to be able to repeat that in tomorrow's game, but we'll go over that a little bit later. Crazy finish in that game, a couple big extra inning games in the NPB and the KBO. Lots of fun in that morning. Just glad to get on the winning side of those games.
Jay, I love the fact that we're starting to move around and finding different value in different bets, because the Hanwha Eagles, they beat the Giants, right? But the bet or the lean was the Giants team total over 5.5 or 5.5, and they actually did that. So you actually have a winning bet, but the team actually loses. I love that. First 5 innings, unders and overs, we like that. Team totals, we like that. Money line, we like, and also the handicap, Jay.
Yeah, there's an exciting team total that I'll get to in the NPB. This one, I couldn't even believe my eyes when I saw it. Now, also definitely be the banker of the day, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, we have a big team total in there. There's so many different ways to go about these games now, and with the games kind of keep going, we're getting more stats to look at, more consistency, and all that good stuff. Then we're able to find these values and these plays for these games.
Okay, just to give a couple of people a mention. Maxwell Smart is in the house. I love that. He knows he's baseball. If he turns the bat right around. Now listen, he plays softball, so that's nearly baseball up where he comes from. I hope you're well, my friend. And Art's in the house, Villy, Samuel. Now let's kick on then. You're starting to tease me with these bankers and these great value bets, Jay. So let's start in the KBO, which is South Korea. It's game 2 of 3, and we're going to go with the Giants and the Eagles again. And the Eagles won yesterday. I cannot believe that they're 1-0 up in the series.
Yeah, there's no way I'm going with Hanwha Eagles here. We're going to go with the Lotte Giants as an official play at minus 170. Later on, it might be a parlay piece I'm going to add with another KBO game. For now, it's just a play of its own. But if I believe the other team will absolutely win, like I think that the Lotte Giants will win, then I'm going to put it out a parlay. But for now, it's an official play at minus 170. I'd also look at under in the first 5 of 4.5 at minus 117 as a lead. And also, again, look at the Lotte Giants at over 4.5 minus 120 as another lean. We have a great pitching matchup in this game. Dan Straley for Lotte Giants and Orix of the Hanwha Eagles. So 2 import pitchers going at it. They both had solid seasons this year. Straley has a 3.07 FIP and a 2.53 ERA. But the thing is, he hasn't won in like 8 or 9 games this season. So they've all just been no decisions or losses. And he hasn't won since May. And we're in July now. So that scares me a little bit. But a couple of times when Straley's on the mound, the Giants will end up scoring late in the game and then win. That's why I would lean towards under the first 5 and 4.5. And then also, Orix, he's been really good for the Hanwha Eagles. He's been the only really bright spot for the team throughout the entire season. has a 4 ERA and a 3.66 FIP. But Supold actually pitched against the Lotte Giants twice already this season, has 2 losses. So he's 5-5 on the season, but 2 losses. Came against the Giants, and he allowed 8 runs, 7 earned in 3.1 innings in his last start against the Giants. I like the Giants at minus 170 over Supold and the Eagles.
Okay, then, so we're going to have that little bit of the Giants over the Eagles. Let's move on and go with the Wiz and the Tigers. And we went yesterday with the under 5.5, and it went a bit boss-eyed.
Yeah, it looked good for the first 3 innings, and all of a sudden, the 4th and 5th inning just kind of blew up in our face, and that was that. But here, I think there's a lot of different ways you can go about this game. My official play will be the KT Wiz at minus 132. I'd also even look at leaning towards KT over 4.5 in the team total. You look at potentially over 9.5 in the full game. There's a lot of value in this game. KT's going with Odorizmir Despaigne. He's got a 4.32 ERA and a 4.26 FIP. Despaigne played the Kia Tigers 1 game earlier this season, actually dominated them, 8 innings, allowed no runs. Probably is one of his better starts on the season, if not his best start of the season. And then Lee Min Woo's going for Kia. He had likely his worst start of the season against KT. Didn't look good in that game. He's kind of been one of the worst starters of Kia. We talked about how Kia has really good starters. Well, Min Woo's kind of been that one guy that hasn't been nearly as good as the other guys. Has a 4.7 ERA and a 4.49 FIP. The Wiz offense looks really good as of late. They're really hitting in the last couple of games. I like KT at minus 132. The KT over 4.5 team total is at minus 137. So it's a little more value at KT minus 132. Either way, you can take it, and most likely you'll go home happy.
Yeah, I'll tell you who is happy. Greg Matson. He went 4-0-1 yesterday. Don't worry about the 0. Just say 4-1, then at your 5 bets, Greg, because we don't do draws. Okay, let's move on. We're going to go with the Twins and the Bears. The Bears, I tell you now, they will be there at the end of in about 105 games' time. The Bears will be there, Jay.
Yeah, the Bears, they destroyed LG Twins throughout this season, throughout last season. They've been rivals, of course. They both play the same stadium, but yeah, the Doosan Bears have destroyed the Twins as of the last couple of seasons. I think it might be 21 of 23 games. They're 6-0 in the last 6 against the Twins. So Casey Kelly's on the mound for the LG Twins, and Kelly has a 4.89 ERA and a 4.72 FIP. Kelly was so much better last season, hasn't really translated to this season in his second year in the league. And that's kind of scary because the Doosan Bears, I said, I'm not sure how their offense will fare at home. Well, the offense was just fine this morning, scoring 9 runs against the LG Twins. And Kelly's been struggling as of late. He's allowed plenty of home runs per game. I think he's allowed maybe a home run in 6 of his last 6 games, and then allowed 2 in his last start. Then you also have Fernandez. He was 0-14 in a little slump for the Doosan Bears. Came out and went 4-4 against the Twins this morning. And he's their best hitter, one of the better import hitters in the league, if not the best import hitter, right behind Mel Rojas. Fernandez looked good. The offense looked good. I think there's value at Doosan minus 107. They're actually slight underdogs. You might be able to get them at plus 100 or even. I also like over 10 in this matchup as a lean, but my official play will be Doosan at minus 107. Doosan's been destroying as of late at minus 107 or even at even money. It seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah, and we're not beating up on the Twins because we like LG. I mean, LG will be, I think, in the top 3. I think you can go with Dinos, Bears, Twins. They will be your 3 teams come the end of the season. I think the Bears probably, their experience will keep them up the top and maybe retain the title. But with the Twins, they've had injuries, Jay, and that's probably the reason, and now's the best time to oppose them.
Yeah, that's really it. The Twins, they're without a couple of big bats in their lineup. And then, also, you're just kind of waiting to see if Doosan would be able to perform at home at that ballpark. And they scored 9 runs in that first game. They look a lot more fluid and look a lot better than the last series that they just played. And Park Jong-ji's on the mound for Doosan, and he's been one of the more bigger surprises in the league so far. He hadn't pitched, we talked about that. He pitched his last in 2015, never came back into the KBO until this season. He got a 3.79 ERA and a 3.67 FIP in 4 games started. And his best outing this season was against the LG Twins, where he went 6 innings and he allowed, I think, no runs in that game. So, yeah, there's so much value here at Doosan. If you can get them even at plus money or close to it, it seems like a no-brainer with the way Doosan's played against the LG Twins in the last 2 seasons.
No, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. And NC Dinos now versus the SK Wyverns. And listen, the Dinos, they got home, scraped home 5-4. And obviously the total being 9 was right on the money.
Yeah, this will be interesting. I think the Dinos right now, they're sitting at like around minus 200. And I can't really sit here and say, yeah, the Dinos are minus 200 favorites when you're looking at the pitching matchup. Of course, the hitting is a lot better. The Dinos are a lot better than the SK Wyverns. Of course, it's fade the Wyverns, fade the Hanwha Eagles season every day. That's how it is. But I can't really say that the Dinos are really minus 200 favorites against SK Wyverns with Lee Jian-wook on the mound. We faded Jian-wook so many times this season, and it's backfired us so many times this season with SK. He's got a 3.19 ERA and a 4.71 FIP. He's been solid, as of late, and it's hard to go against him. But Lee J. Hawk going for the Dinos has a 5.72 ERA and a 4.65 FIP. Both these pitchers have around the same FIP. Jian-wook has a much better ERA, so he's been a little bit more lucky. But at the end of the day, it's a hard one to say, yeah, I'm going to go straight with the Dinos at minus 200. And even the Dinos bullpen blew the game this morning, and then they couldn't get their minus 1.5. So I'm thinking about potentially putting the Dinos at minus 200 with a parlay with those Giants, where you get maybe around plus 135, plus 150, depending on what lines you get. I would think about that parlay if I'm going to take the Dinos. I still think the Dinos are going to win. I just think the price is a little much. But if we can chop down the price just a little bit and put it with the Giants and chop down that price as well, I do believe both of these teams will win. I just think that the price is a little bit hefty for the Dinos.
Why don't we eliminate the bullpen though and go maybe in the first 5 unders again? Because it's going to be 4.5, 5. There was only 2 this morning, and that was in the 4th or the top of the 4th. So I think that we could look at the first 5 being unders again, and then when the top pitchers go out, then obviously we can get up to where the total's going to be.
Yeah, that's how the Dinos games have been playing out as of late. We saw them on Sunday hit that under in the first 5, and then we saw the under first 5 hit in this morning's game. So yeah, that's how the Dinos games have been going. With Jian-wook, I'm just nervous that he's going to have a good outing because, again, he has a 3.19 ERA. This is such a tough game, but if I'm going to take the Dinos, it's going to be in a parlay. So I don't agree with the minus 200, but if I added it with a Lucky Giants team, I think that would be a solid parlay, which would hit, in my opinion. So this one's tough. But.
And you got the Wiz at minus 132 as well. It's a little free team parlay. You know me, go big or go home. And the last one is the Lions versus the Heroes. The Lions, they beat up on the Heroes last night.
Yeah, what's with the Lions? They're now 13-12 on the road. That's basically unheard of. I mean, obviously we're in a pandemic. There's no fans. I don't know if you can really, say that that's the reason why maybe they're performing better on the road. But yeah, the Samsung Lions, we came into the season saying they were going to be the worst team in the league, and they're definitely not the worst team in this league. They're probably more towards the middle of the pack now, maybe 6th best team in the league in a 10-team league. So yeah, they've been surprising. And Wante Yin's on the mound for the Samsung Lions, and he has a 2.97 ERA, 4.8 FIP, but he's a young stud, getting better and better this season. So I like Samsung as a lean, minus 108. But also lean towards under 9 in this matchup. Moon Sung Hyun going on the mound for Kiwoom. Hasn't started a game this season. Actually hasn't started a game since 2015. Wow. He was in the bullpen in 2019, in the minors in 2015 or 2016, 2017, and 2018. Yeah, so now he's coming up pitching his first start since 2015. And when he started in 2014 and 2015, his ERA was atrocious. His FIP was atrocious. Maybe he's figured it out. Maybe he's gotten better, but I don't know if I can trust any of that. At the end of the day, he's only going maybe 4 or 5 innings at most. You'll have to go with the Kiwoom bullpen. The Kiwoom bullpen has been good, but the Samsung hitting has been that much better as of late, even without Tyler Saladino in that lineup. So I like Samsung as a lean, minus 108, but also lean towards under 9 in this matchup. Like I said, Kiwoom's their relief pitching has been good as of late. So Seong Hyun in 7 games in relief this season. He's got a 2.16 ERA and a 3.92 FIP. So he's been good in relief. It's a whole another thing when you're looking at his starting stats, especially in 2014, 2015. So I like Samsung. I wouldn't really touch the over/under. I don't really know what to expect out of either of these teams, to be quite frank. But I do believe that Samsung Lions will get this win at minus 108.
Yeah, I'm quite liking the Lions team total over. What's the team total? It's going to be like 4.5.
Yeah, it's 4.5.
There you go. I fancy they're going to get 5, especially with him chucking house bricks. He hasn't been on the mound for 5 years, and he's been playing minor leagues for a reason. So for me, I think this might be a massive spot for the Lions. We'll go with -108. Team total over 4.5. This is me talking now, so this is where you switch off. Okay. Also, before we go, I'll get your official plays first of all in the KBO, please, Jay, and then I'll give a little bit of housekeeping.
So we're going to go with the KT Wiz at -132 over the Kia Tigers. We're going to go with the Doosan Bears at -107 over the LG Twins, and the Lotte Giants at -170 over the Hanwha Eagles. And instead of just the -170, we might parlay it with the Dinos at around -200, hoping I can get under -200, maybe -195, maybe -190 later on. So that's why I'm kind of waiting on that. But we will see eventually. And I'll also tweet it out later tonight, whether I take that parlay or just the Giants. But the Giants are definitely a play I'm going to be taking. Just whether I put the Dinos with it, we'll see.
Okay, now, obviously, we are sportsbookreview.com, and there's a lot of disparity between all the different books. So if you're sitting there with only 1 or 2 books that you can bet on, then get yourself to sportsbookreview.com, and there's plenty books there, from Bovada to 5 Dimes to Bet Online. There's Heritage. Have a look. Join them all if you want. It costs nothing. There might be some big offers there for you, and then you'll make sure that you pick the right value for the right bet. And also, I know I've said it already, but please subscribe, because we're getting closer and closer to MLB and NFL and NHL and all them coming back, and we don't want to be squeezed out. I want to make sure that I continue this show with Jay, and we say, right, we are cemented in the diary. Right, let's move on. NPB, we're going to Japan with Pacific Division. It's game 2 of 6, and we're going to kick straight in there with the Marines and the Lions, Jay.
Yeah, the Marines and Lions had the over this morning, and they had like 14 runs in that game. A no-sweat winner in that one, which was definitely fun after all the other sweating we've done recently in the other games. So, yeah, this game has another over feel to it. I like, as an official play, the over 9 in this matchup. They moved the over just up 0.5 in this matchup, but the pitchers are a little bit worse than yesterday, which kind of excites me. If you're watching this game, though, there was a lot of wind, really cloudy, looked really bad. Kind of happy that there were no fans in that game, because it wouldn't have been a pretty sight with fans in there in that game. It just looked like uncomfortable just setting with all the wind and all the cloudiness in that game. But Kazuya Ojima is on the mound for the Marines. Has 9 ERA in 9 innings pitched, allowed 10 hits, 9 runs, 3 home runs, 4 walks, and just 6 strikeouts. Then Tatsuya Imai of the Seibu Lions has an 8.18 ERA. He's allowed 9.82 runs per 9 innings. In 11 innings, 16 hits, 12 runs, 10 earned. Also has 3 home runs, 7 walks, and 6 strikeouts. So he's walked more than he struck out. Allowed 10 earned runs, 12 runs in 2 games, and 16 hits. So Ojima has a career ERA of 4.97. Imai has a career ERA of 4.68. Overwritten all over it, over 9 for me in this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, they had 14 this morning with the Marines coming out on 8 and 6. Now we're going to go with the Hawks and the Eagles, Jay.
Yeah, so this game I actually have an official play. Will be the Eagles at -143. I'd also lead even towards over 8 in this matchup. Hideki Wakui is on the mound for the Rakuten Eagles. He's 2-0 in first 2 games that he's pitched. He's actually a veteran pitcher who was kind of regressing in the last couple of seasons, but he's looked a lot better in these first 2 games. Has just a .92 whip in those first 2 games, allowing just 6.8 hits per 9 innings, and striking out 9 per 9 innings with just 1.1 walks per 9 innings. 12 strikeouts and just 2 walks. He has allowed 2 home runs, but just 4 earned runs throughout those 2 games and 9 hits. He's done a great job these first 2 games, going up against Shanzuki Kasaya. He's only went 1 relief outing so far this season, 1.2 innings, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts. But again, we just talked about how, minor league guys, they're minor league guys for a reason. And so he pitched in the minor leagues earlier this season, had 1 game, 3 runs in 6 innings, and he actually had a 5.09 ERA in the NPB in 15 games. He's a younger pitcher, but again, 5.09 ERA in 15 games. He's a big strikeout guy. He will average maybe 10 strikeouts per 9 innings. He'll also average 7 to 8 walks per 9 innings, which is just atrocious as well. The Eagles have the best hitting team in the division by far, and I think that they'll be smart enough to kind of wait for their pitch and work out some walks, maybe not strike out nearly as much, and put some runs on the board. So I like Rakuten minus 143. You could also look at that team total, which is probably around 4.5 or 5.5. Either way, I'd probably say it would hit. Obviously, I'd prefer 4.5,
Yeah.
but I like the Eagles in a big way in this one.
Okay, yeah, Jez, I say to you, I keep saying to you, and I will continue, otherwise I wouldn't be doing my job and I wouldn't be doing you justice, and that's shop around. I mean, Game Theory says that these pitchers are trash. Well, that's when we want to be cashing in game. Up is a thanks for the first innings play yesterday, V Berry. So they're all like, this is a team game. Remember this. Get yourselves in the chat. If you're just sitting on the sidelines and you've got something you want to say, then please say it, because your opinion, it may help somebody. Remember, it might be Jay's putting all these ingredients out, and we just need that little bit of salt or pepper that you can throw into the mix. Remember, we are a family here. Okay, let's move on. The Buffaloes and the Fighters. And the Buffaloes, they trounce them.
Yeah, the Buffaloes, they've now won, 3 straight games. I think we talked about this before. They were no way going to be the Hanwha Eagles or the SK Wyverns. They're a much better team than this. They just had a bad stretch against the who they play. They played the Marines, in that 6-game series. So yeah, the Orix Buffaloes are not nearly as bad anymore, but they have Yu Suzuki on the mound. And get this, he had a really great start in his first outing. He only had 1 start this season, went 8 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 9 strikeouts, and 4 walks, allowing a home run and those earned runs. 2.25 ERA in that 1 game. But in 5 games in the NPB, he has a 7.71 ERA. So what are you getting out of him? Are you getting that 7.71 ERA guy, or the guy that just pitched a week ago and looked really good? Going up against Nick Martinez, a former big leaguer for the Nippon Fighters, he's 10-13 with a 3.60 career ERA. He's not a guy that gets many strikeouts. In his first 2 games this season, he's won 11 innings, 14 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned, 12 strikeouts, and 4 walks, along with 2 home runs. Nippon, their offense has not been very good all season long. I would lean towards Orix Buffaloes at minus 106 and keep that win train going, but also lean towards over 7.5. I think that Nippon can probably score a couple more runs against Suzuki. Again, Suzuki had a really good outing in that outing, but if you look at his big in the big picture, 7.71 ERA is not too pretty.
And what about the Buffaloes? A little bit of minus 1.5 for half a unit. That must be around, what plus 140 or something mad like that. So, listen, the Buffaloes must have a feel-good factor. They've absolutely crushed them yesterday, 8-1. So, listen, let's have a little bit of the minus 1.5. Give us your official plays in the Pacific, please, Jay.
Yeah, so we're going to go with the Rakuten Eagles at minus 143 over the SoftBank Hawks, and we'll also go with the over 9 for the Marines and Lions. And you can always pay up for over 8.5 if you want to do that. I think that this game will go over 100% to the double digits. But if you're feeling a little scared, if you want to go 8.5 like we did yesterday, be my guest and get that around minus 140.
Okay, and have we had that team total bonanza that you've been teasing us with, or are we going to have that in the Central?
Yeah, we're gonna do that in the Central for sure.
I haven't forgot, see? Yeah, and I like the way you're teasing me. Let's go to the Central. It's game 2 of 3 in the NPB. And we're going to start off with the Dragons and the Swallows. And the Swallows copped at plus money late on, Jay.
Yeah, this is the game that I was talking about. Definitely use your ears for this one, because this is the banker of a banker of a banker. I don't see how this one goes south. Going up against our favorite pitcher, Gabriel Noah of the Yakult Swallows. He's the walking fade. We always talk about him every show when he's pitching, the walking fade. A 9 ERA in his first 2 games. Just went 8 innings in those 2 games. 15 hits, 8 runs, 1 home run, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts in those 2 games. Going up against Takumi Yamamoto of the Chunichi Dragons. 4.09 ERA, 11 innings pitched, 10 hits, 5 runs, 2 home runs, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. My official play and the banker will be over 3.5 team total for the Dragons. All they got to do is score 4 runs against Gabriel Noah. And Noah has a 6.80 ERA in foreign play, and allowing over 7 runs per 9 innings. in foreign play. Hasn't got a win in the NPB since he started in the league. And then Takumi Yamamoto, has a 3.09 ERA in 12 games last season. 2.98 ERA last season in 9 games, 3.09 in 12 games throughout his entire career in the NPB. So I love the over 3.5 team total for the Dragons. I'd even look at minus 1.5 at plus 175 for the Dragons. I'd also even look at Dragons at minus 134 if you just want to play it safe. But I expect the Dragons to have some fun in this game. This one.
How can we say play it safe at minus 134 when you've gone banker of banker of bankers of bankers? Maybe I've added just one banker too many there, but still, we like that one. And we're going to go with team total over 3.5 against my mate who throws like I do. Tigers versus the Giants, please, Jay.
Yeah, so we had a rain out early this morning, so this will be the first game of the series. Again, I want to see how Hanshin performs in terms of hitting. We talked about this yesterday. How, they hadn't hit most of the season, but they looked really good in their last 2 games. So they're going up against Christopher Carrasco-Stamo of the Giants. Has a 5.19 ERA this season. Hasn't looked good this season, but has a 2.97 ERA in the NPB in his career. Again, he's struggling this season. 8.2 innings pitched, 12 hits, 5 runs, 3 home runs, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Going up against Koyo Aoyagi, talked about him yesterday. He's going to stay slotted in this start for Hanshin. 0.75 ERA in 2 games, 12 innings pitched, just allowed 5 hits, 1 run, 7 strikeouts, and 3 walks with a .67 whip in those 2 games. So Aoyagi has a career ERA of 3.11. Had a 3.14 ERA last season in 25 games, like we talked about yesterday. I like Hanshin here at plus 116. I think there's more value there, even against the Yomiuri Giants with Aoyagi on the mound. And then also, I think that if you're going to look at an over-under, the over-under sitting at 7, but Hanshin at over 2.5 at minus 159 seems like a solid play in terms of over-under. Yeah. I don't know how this game is going to play out for the Giants in terms of their offense, but I do believe that Hanshin will score at least 3 runs in this game with the way they've been hitting as of late. So I would also lean on Hanshin over 2.5. The juice is minus 159, but I still believe that would hit at over 2.5.
Would you be inclined to stick that in the parlay with, let's say, the Dinos and the Giants?
No.
Okay.
Like I said, I would be scared with Hanshin right now. I don't know how their offense is going to perform in this series, especially against the Giants, who have a better pitching staff compared to what they faced last week. Again, 2.5 seems very low. I mean,
very low.
You could just have 1 home run,
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Base is loaded. Hit it out the ground. Form an orderly queue. Go and collect, and I'll see you at the window. The last game is the Carp and the Baystars. You've been with Hiroshima so many times. Are we going there again?
I would lean towards Hiroshima. Again, this game was rained out early in the morning, so Hiroshima's now been rained out 4 straight games. So that's been pretty annoying. So again, I don't really know what to expect out of Hiroshima, so I'm staying away from this game. I would lean minus 125 on Hiroshima, but also lean towards under 8 in this matchup. Haruhiro Hamaguchi's going on the mound for the Baystars. He was supposed to be on the mound yesterday, so we talked about him. Went 13.2 innings pitched, 13 hits in 2 games, 2 runs, 7 strikeouts, 4 walks, and a home run in those 2 games. 21-16 in his career. Has a 3.17 ERA through 17 games, but went 6-5 with a 3.17 ERA. So he wasn't getting too much run support when he was pitching last season. Chris Johnson on the mound for the Hiroshima Carp. Again, Johnson been one of the better pitchers in the NPB, especially for import pitchers last season and beyond. However, this season he's been struggling a little bit. 5.14 ERA in 10 innings pitched, 13 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned, 9 strikeouts, 4 walks, and the home run. With a whip of 1.7, which has been really bad. So, Johnson's supposed to be good. I think he'll turn it around against the Baystars. But again, the Baystars, they have a good offense, and they could definitely perform against Johnson if he pitches this way that he's been pitching as of late. So, again, I would lean towards Hiroshima minus 125 and lean towards under 8. But again, this one is more of a toss-up than one might think. So I'm staying away from it. But if I had to give a winner, it'd be Hiroshima.
Yeah, and the big thing is to make sure that we get the banker of bankers, Jay. So give me your recap, please, for the Central Division, which is game 2 of 3.
Yeah, so the banker will be over 3.5 team total for the Dragons. I'd also look at minus 1.5 at plus 175. Might just slap down just, zero point 0.5 units on that one. And then there's no need to put Dragons minus 134 because if they're going to win this game, they're going to probably, more than likely, score 4 runs to win the game, even though this morning the game was 2-1. Again, we talked about yesterday, there were a lot better pitchers on the mound in that game, especially with Suarez on the mound for the Swallows, who pitched really well and allowed, I think, maybe 1 run in that game, in this morning's game. So, yeah, my banker is over 3.5 for the team total for the Dragons, and I might just slap a little bit on that plus 175 or minus 1.5 for the Dragons, just for fun.
Okay, let me digress just for a second because Gary Ludwig said, "What? I missed it live." What? Hi everyone. Well, yeah, we've been on live now. Gary, I guess you've subscribed, because if you haven't subscribed, then that's the reason you missed it, because we notify everyone when the content's coming. So please make sure you subscribe. I will give you advance warning. Tomorrow will be 1:30 Eastern time again. And then on Thursday and Friday, we'll go back to the 3 o'clock Eastern time. Now, we're doing this because we want you to get the sharp end of the lines. We want to make sure that you get the value. So many sharks out there. Make sure that you get the right end. Now, if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button, ring the bell. You ring the bell, Gary, then we will notify you, and you will never miss any content again. And if you have subscribed, then we obviously really appreciate it. And remember, thumbs up for Jay. Appreciate the 37 of you that are live. 22 of you, thumbs up, 1 down. I know where the 1 down come from. It's not really a thumb down. He's just trying to be funny. Now, also press the link in the description and you can go over and see Jay's articles. Not just Jay's articles. There'll be other sports, other writers. So much for you to see over there. Jay, keep this roll going. Under pressure with the banker of bankers. And we'll have a chat again tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one, and I can't wait to get back tomorrow.
Yeah, interesting and fun. We will be here tomorrow. See you soon, and you take care.
You good?